Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. So recently I watched a video that was titled Track Saw Killer by a gentleman named Izzy Swan. Now Izzy's been a pretty big influence on me in this shop. A lot of the jigs and the things that you see here in this shop are of his influence, just like this cart here, for example. This is a clamp cart. No sense in taking your clamps back over to the wall every time you're going to use them. Roll this to where you're going, and they're handy. Throw them back in when you're done. My clamps don't have to remain pretty. They do a job. Anyway, that's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to steal that idea from Izzy Swan and prove that you don't have to spend $500 or $600 on a track saw. Now, that's not to say that they don't have their uses, but in this shop, with a limited space and the limited number of times that I have to cut a piece of plywood, I want to find a way to do that in a professional manner, in an efficient manner, and not have to kill myself doing it. So let's flip the camera around. I'm going to show you a pile of parts there on the top of the bench that I've already cut apart. I've already got sized out. We're going to assemble this thing, and we're going to show you what a track saw killer actually is. Here we are at the bench. So you can see I've got a pile of stuff, a pile of goodies here. I'm doing this with all pretty much scrap lumber. Not pretty much, it is scrap lumber. Bits and pieces that we found around the shop. That's another concept. You don't have to spend a fortune to make jigs and stuff when you're working in your shop. I'm not going out and buying Baltic birch to create something I'm going to use 10 times a year. But at any rate, the concept is very simple. We're going to be making an in-feed table, collapsible in-feed table for the table saw. Now, in Izzy's design, he's got a hoisting mechanism that flops the plywood onto the top of the table saw. I don't have enough room behind the table saw to accomplish that, but I do have my hoisting arms on this side of the bench. We made them in an earlier video. Watch this genius. Nothing to it. They go down out of the way. I'll slide the plywood in, I'll roll it up onto the bench the way that I've always done it, and then I will roll the plywood around to that side of the table saw, and we'll push it through and do our business. Now, having watched Izzy's video, he recommended that he go watch Jay Bates' video, because Jay Bates is the one who came up with this idea, and Izzy borrowed it from him, and I told Izzy in the comment section I was going to borrow it from him, and he gave me a thumbs up. So let's begin with putting this thing together. In Jay's video, he used blocks of woods. I'm going to make a hybrid of Izzy's and Jay's. He used blocks of wood for the clamping mechanism. I had this bar stock of aluminum. I'm going to use that. And I've got this tubing for the back side of the clamp. So what we need to do first is put this bar on here, clamp it here. These guys will get a hinge on this side. It'll go on this end of this piece of plywood. That creates the folding ability so that you can take these things off of the table saw and put them up on your wall for storage. We'll attach the hinge, attach the clamping. It hooks to the bar of the table saw, and bing, bang, boom. I'll show you how it works. All right, let's see how it works. We'll put these guys back in play. As I said, we made one of these videos a while back. This is another Izzy Swan invention, but like I said, he's put a lot of, or had a great influence on me with this stuff, because the guy's brilliant with his tricks and tips. All right, let's see how this thing works. Let's pretend you had a piece of plywood. Oh, wait a minute, I do have a piece of plywood. Put it in the lift arms. And normally I have something to hold that out so I don't have to fight with it like I just did. Watch this genius. Nothing to it. They go down out of the way. Now let me move the camera and I'll show you what the other in-feed track saw killer does. What it does is make it a breeze for somebody to handle a piece of plywood. So now the plywood is behind the table saw, supported correctly. I took the fence off just for this demonstration, and then you'd simply roll it through. It's so simple. I wish I had enough room behind me to go long ways, but I don't. As I said, this is a small shop, but as you can see, this is an incredible advantage. All right, track saw killer? Maybe not, but 99% of the time you wouldn't need a track saw. What do you think, Atlas? He agrees. Anyway, folks, I know this was a short one, but there you have it. Pretty simple to build. You just need to make sure your legs are the same height as the top of your bar here. You're pinching right here together to make these stay in. Izzy has some clamps on his on the bottom. I don't think I need the clamps. If I do, I can always add that later. But we're calling this track saw killer approved. Thanks for watching. I hope you got something out of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope maybe you learned something. As always, give us a like, share, and a comment. We'll catch you on the next one.